What's good, fam? You're watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam, where real talk meets real hustle. I'm your host, Marquis Sampson, and we're here with the legendary from Hollis, Queens, Qasim. Let's get back into it, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good.
Let's get back into it, man. Let's continue this going. So, we was talking about Chris and Irv. Where we leave it at?
Man, I don't know.
You don't.
No, we was
Well, let's
talking-
bring it back. Okay, let's bring it back to the beginning. You was talking about Irv Gotti. You picked him up. You was picking him up, taking him to school.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back to the beginning, though, where when you left out of 192, and I know gleaming people hustling some drugs. They had the cars, they had the girls. Everybody wanted to get into that life, but you back then was dead set against it.
Yeah.
You didn't want me getting into it. You know what I'm saying? So how did you end up changing your mind and saying, let's take this route?
Well, they say that things are written. You know what I mean? So everything is written. It just hasn't unfolded yet. And it doesn't matter which way you decide to go. Destiny's already determined which way you're gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we left out of 192, all the homies, the Hollis Juniors, went straight up to the Ave. Everybody's on Hollis Avenue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They selling weed, they doing this, they doing that. I'm like, nah, that's not for me. Not that I'm afraid of it this way. It's just that growing up, I had two older brothers.
Mm.
Right? And the neighborhood looked at them like, yo, them boys on the corner? And I'm like, nah, don't group me in with the boys on the corner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm my own individual. You know what I mean? So my whole life, I always strive to make my character speak for itself. But anyway, that's what happened. Everybody went to the avenue, and I'm like, no. So I went to the back streets.
Okay.
So when I started hanging with the back street, as they say, the back street boys, and from there, it was just football, basketball, and boxing. This is where I was, Then I had a homie named Hector. Peace and blessings.
Yeah.
I used to ride bikes, do
Yeah.
tricks and stuff on the bikes. So it'd be me, Cliff, and Hector. Now, Hector's pops, he was a Puerto Rican singer, and he was, well known, well renowned.
Yeah.
And Hector was 16 at this time.
Yeah.
Hector was 16. Cliff was 15. Right? And he had the house to himself. He had like a little mini mansion in Elmont.
Mm-hmm.
It was just be me, him, and Cliff.
Yeah.
And meaning that I was the oldest, they showed me like, hey, yo, quiet, get a girl, bring a girl, bring a girl. I'm like, come on, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, so his baby mother now, you know what I mean? That's my girl.
Saraya.
Yeah, Saraya. Saraya, that's my girl. That's my heart right there.
Yeah.
But, it's like I said, things have a way of finding me.
Yeah.
So, Saraya, she ran across something, and she didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? So she did what any girl would do. She
Tell her
brought it
man.
to her boyfriend.
Yeah.
She brought it to her man. So when she brings it to him, Hector don't know what to do. He giving it to Cliff. So one day I'm on my way to Hector's house, and I come up on Hollis Avenue, the pizza parlor,
Mm-hmm.
and I see Cliff. I'm riding the bike. Boom. I stop. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? The man tells me, yo, I'm up here because every time I try to do this, I try to look out, try to give it to Big Kev, peace and blessings be upon him. I don't know what he's doing. He's using it or something. I'm like, using what? What are you talking about? Right? So he's like, man, I got heroin. And yo, I'm like, what? So, I'm going on the old, folklore. Yo, you get caught with heroin. That's attempt murder.
Yeah,
so I'm spilling at the Cliff. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, man? You know you get hit with that? That's attempt murder. Oh man, I gotta do a thing. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. I said, yo, listen, I know some kids on the south side. The fuck? Why am I getting into this shit? That's the cancer in me, trying to help everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, come on, man. So I take them across town, right? It's Light, Just, and all of them over there. It's Light, Life, and Just, right? Boom. So I'm like, yo, your life, listen, man, this, my little man got this, he don't know what he's doing. I don't want him with this. So he's like, yo, come on. Let me introduce you to Just. Like, all right, what's up, Just? Just as the lieutenant for CJ. Peace and blessings be upon him. All right. Again, I don't have a clue. I'm not into this shit. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to look out for my little man. So he introduced me to CJ, and CJ's like, yo, what you got? Like, yo, this is what we got. Now, me and Cliff in there fronting. All right, yeah, you know, I'm thorough, but I'm out of my league.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm out of my league. I'm not a drug dealer.
Yeah.
I'm not a drug dealer. But I'm over here, boom, and I know Lightnamore respect me. CJ don't know me, but he's like, yo, y'all bringing him? All right, what's up? So me and Cliff in there front, we got our guns, put a gun on the table. Cliff little ass standing over there like this. You know, he's only this big. You know what I mean? He's 15. What the fuck? But anyway, dude's like, yo, what you got? Whatever. So give it to his tester. His tester goes in the back. He comes back to, yo, that's the shit. Right? Here we go with this, right? He's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So he's like, you got some more of this?
Hold on 1 second. Got a little mic problem. We're gonna take a quick break, pause for the cause, pay some bills. You're watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
In this city, it could only be one boss. Welcome to the R, baby. When the streets don't play fair.
There's two type of people in this world, bro. Yeah. Niggas that make shit happen. Niggas that watch shit happen.
Virginia is for lovers. So they say.
Shit to do with this.
You got
bring your ass on.
I was raised in the projects.
Polo. Man of the streets.
For a woman who don't know who my daddy is, you love comparing me to that nigga.
He's spinning all this shit. He's sitting here telling me about my life.
When the game's full of family secrets.
You ain't on 10. This shit up right now, for real.
Nigga like to blow your motherfucking head off.
And we're back. You're watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. We're here with the legendary Qasim. So let's keep it going, brother.
Yeah. So as I was saying, we over there with CJ. So the dude comes back and he's like, yo, this that shit. So he's asking me, he's like, yo, how much more of this can you get? How much more you need? I don't know what answer to say, so I give him that, right? So he says, I tell you what, give me 7 grams. I'll take this 3.5 right here. I give you 1,500. You bring another 3, I give you 1,500. Right? So I'm like, my 192 education, 1,500. Nigga, I ain't got 50 cents. Yeah, all right, bet. All right. See now, again, I don't know the value of this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the quantity, the quality, anything. All I know is that Shorty brought a cup that she done dipped.
Yeah.
It's a cup. We got a cup. So what's a cup? 8 ounces? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know.
Definitely worth more than 1,500.
Definitely. Yeah. But it comes out later.
Yeah.
It comes out later because CJ and Just get into a beef. So when they get into a beef, he's trying to woo me over to his side.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's crazy. But I don't want to get before myself. When I first ran across it, I took it to Halim. You remember Halim?
Abdul Halim.
Abdul Halim.
Yeah.
I took it to Halim
Teddy
because him and Yak and the rest of them, they into the game. So I'm thinking they know something. Right? So I give it to him. He puts it on the triple beam, and he jumps up and he starts screaming, "Yo, this and that." So I'm like, "Yo, how much is it worth?" So he's like, "I don't know, but I know it's worth more than Coke." I'm like, "This big dummy." This big dummy, right? So anyway, peace and blessings be upon Halim. But yeah, so that's what goes down. So boom, we bumping. So when everybody asks me, they start seeing me. I'm coming up with briefcases full of money and shit, right? I come home to my mom because like this. Again, I'm not a drug dealer, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. I just know that the kid CJ, he has to do things a certain way because he fuck with Ronnie Bump.
Mm-hmm.
And if he slows down with fucking with Ronnie Bump gonna be knocking on his door. Like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? So he was like, yo, look, I gotta do it like this. So what he's doing is he's taking Ronnie Bump's money and he's buying from me. He's taking the money that he get off of me, he's paying Ronnie Bump. You feel me?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the story of me getting into the game.
Okay.
It wasn't by choice. It wasn't by force. It was just a happenstance.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean,
that turned out profitable, and
yeah,
it's hard
that
to
it
walk
did.
away.
That it
It's
did.
hard to walk
But,
away once that profit.
Man, listen. When I first got into it, I wouldn't buy anything. I just had briefcases full of money. Just stack money. And all the little homies that, you know, we went to school with, they'd be like, damn. I'll come in the pizza parlor and I'd be like, yo, Miss Dot, love Miss Dot. So I'll come in, I might buy a slice of pizza. And give Miss Dot $50. You know what I mean? So, yo, I'm buying pizza for everybody. Yeah. So they're like, yo, where the hell you get this money from? So I always told Cliff, like, yo, whenever he asks you that, say you work at Dunkin' Donuts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's the slogan. Yo, I work at Dunkin' Donuts.
Because it would have got a lot of people in trouble if they would have known where it was coming. Because people run their miles and they would have went back, man. That would have been terrible.
Man, listen, man. My man Garfield, I love this kid to death, right? This is my man.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yo, Qua, yo, man, put me down. Nah, bro. Nah. And it's not him.
Yeah.
It's not him. It's something that I just knew. And this is who I give kudos to. Joe Anthony.
Yeah.
Joe Anthony. I give kudos to him.
Yeah, because I remember Joe used to come around a lot too back
then. But that was after the heroin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was after the heroin. So, but anyway, I don't want to get on. So what happens is, you know, we just doing that, right? And I'm just stacking money. Y'all got so much fucking money everywhere, but I always stayed low.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a tall dude. I don't want to say his name, but this is my brother. Yeah, you'll figure it out. There's just a tall dude, slew-footed. Yeah, right? Like a baby genius, this kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I always looked to him for mentorship, not for nothing wrong, but it's just that I know he's dipped his toe in forever. Yeah. So what I used to do is I used to go to him and I asked for his counseling. So I'd be like, yo, listen, man, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to buy this. And he was like, yo, Qua. He goes, hey, yo, Qua, you not flashy. That's what he said. You're not flashy. You could get whatever you want. You could do whatever you want because you're not flashy. As long as you're not doing this, then it doesn't matter. Because if the police pull you over, it could always be your mom's car. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I sought his advice on that before I bought my first European. You know what I mean? Before I bought the first European. Like, yeah, all right, so boom. So I go get the BM.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but before that, it was the Caddy.
Yeah.
Then, you know what I mean? It started off with the Grand Prix. It was my broke days. You know what I mean?
Grand Prix,
yeah. Then from there, you know what I mean? I just started, you know what I mean?
Then you got the motorcycles.
The motorcycles, man.
Yeah.
The first Ninjas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo, that was crazy because the Ninjas got me in a beef.
Really? I remember because the dude was sitting on it and you was like,
not that. Hold on.
We gotta go to break. We're gonna come back. Hey, we're gonna take a pause for the cause, man. Pay some bills. This is watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Yo. Hey, we here to talk about some motion, some verticals and things like that. Check us out each and every Tuesday night, 101.1 The Fan, the pre-show. Bar Muhammad, Wendell Moss, Big Tim. What's up, man?
Man, this guy don't know. What are you talking about? Check us out Tuesday night. Pump it and dump it. The phone ringing. Yo, homeboy, hold on 1 second. I'm doing a commercial. Yeah. This is live and direct. Hold on 1 second. 101.1 The Fam, 8 o'clock. Check us out. We got Big Tim with us this time. For the first time we doing a video, we got Big Tim with us. Say something, man.
Tuesday night, 8 p.m., 101.1 The Fam. Be there.
Behind the Lens with Officer William Burnett. William Burnett, an agent of change. William Burnett is a 29-year law enforcement professional who actively engages the community through the Friends of William Burnett for Change. William Burnett normally can be found in the community making a difference, but today he's behind the lens. 29 years he has called Richmond home. William is personable, responsible, and relatable. Sitting and talking with William, it was evident that the community is at the center of his heart. Thank you, Officer William Burnett, for your service to the RVA community.
And we're back. You're watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. We're here with the legendary Qasim from Hollis, Queens. So, where was we at? God, I'm getting old, man. My mind, boy. I'm getting old.
Nah, what you saying?
It's crazy because I was just thinking about it, and then as soon as I got on the mic, it's like, what were we talking about?
The mic could do that to you. Nah, we was talking about the beef.
The ninja beef. Yeah.
But nah, I wasn't the one that you was talking about. Yeah. That was funny though.
That was funny. Because after you beat the dude up, he was like, man, yeah, if you would have just said my brother, or you was that
was funny. That was funny. Yo, that right there. Yo, he had me pissed because he tried to disrespect me. He tried to. He sat on the bike. Then after he sat on the bike, I'm asking him nicely, like, because, yo, contrary to what anybody would think or believe, I'm not a bully. I'm a bully's bully. It's always been that way. Like, peace and blessings be upon Daquan. Daquan had a lot of niggas shook. A lot of niggas. He had a lot of niggas shook. And I just asked Daquan about a Jamaican kid named Orit. His name was Orit. And they would pick on him. It was him, Brad, Calvin. All of them used to pick on this kid, right? And I was like, yo, leave the kid alone. So it got to the point that I got mad. So I'm telling him, like, yo, leave the little kid alone. The next one of y'all niggas fuck with him, I'm fucking you up. It's just that simple. And the next thing you know, I'm sitting there trying to do my classwork. It's not very often that I do classwork. And then Dad, y'all call her Miss Dad?
Yeah.
She turned around and she was like, yo, Shane. And I look up and she pointed to Orwell. I just said Oret. She points to Oret. And he's in class crying. I look up like, what? I get up and whoop Daquan's ass. Y'all know him, Danny Blue. Whooped his ass. Peace and blessings be upon him. And then we went to Mr. Jaref's office. And Mr. Jaref
he was like Joe Clark.
Yes.
Man, you messed up, man. He punching you in the chest. And I remember one time he punched me in my chest. Man, that dude was crazy, man. He was just like Joe Clark.
Man, you know what he said? He said, y'all want to fight in my classroom?
Yeah.
And sent us in the book room. So y'all go in there and fight.
Yeah, a special room that you would go fight.
He said, y'all go in there and fight. Man, come on. Daquan said, nah, I'm going to leave the kid alone. But anyway, I forgot what I was getting. Oh, about the motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's not the beef I was talking about, but that beef right there, I asked the kid, like, yo, man, get up off my bike. I don't know you, get off my bike. He's like, oh, man, he just kept sitting there. So I'm like, yo, this is my bike. What? Okay, now we getting crazy with it. All right. So after I made him touch the mailbox, the pharmaceutical, the cars, after he touched everything on Springfield, Shadyville, he touched everything down there. Then he recognized. He's like, I'm not sitting on that nigga. But I was talking about the bikes because me and Cliff was the first ones to have ninjas. Right? So there was, it was just. The kid I was just telling you about, I just thought about it all these years later. It was just. And the reason why it had to be just is because Just was the next one that got a ninja. So it was only 3 ninjas that we knew of in Queens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because me and Booby had got dirt bikes.
Right.
Yeah, we had got the dirt bike.
He crashed my dirt bike too. Like, man, I don't want to talk about him.
It was crazy because Booby got one leg and he's riding a bike. I'm like, man.
Hey, I don't want to talk about him. The reason why I don't want to talk about him, the only reason I don't want to talk about him, because I don't do what he do.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he don't understand respect.
Yeah.
I stay away from you. That's my form of respect.
Yeah.
You get hateful and just start doing all type of crazy shit. Now I can get up here and put you on blast, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just leave you over there.
You know, my thing is, you know what I'm saying, knowing what Booby did and everything, you know what I'm saying, and you fall back from him, but I've always been the type of person that, like, not saying you don't joke, but if I give a crackhead $5 to go to the store and they don't come back, why am I going to be mad at them? I know he's a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? So when you know a person, how a person is, what a person's going to do, ain't no need to be mad for them doing what they do, because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
And this is what I tried to tell Primo. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I try to tell Primo. Like, yo, listen, man, listen. When I moved out of New York, I walked away from the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had a 10-year run.
That-
What
yeah,
the fuck I
that
need to be in the game? I'm
That
good.
was my
right?
thing.
I'm
I
good.
walked away from the game.
Right, I'm good. So, boom, get down, you know what I mean? You my little brother, love him to death. You do what he do, whatever. You need, I bless you, I touch you, I do what I need to
Yeah.
do for you to get you there. But leave niggas out of my business. That's
Yeah.
all I ask, leave niggas out of my business. But when you want to play two sides, like you said, if a person is on drugs, then you don't know what they'll do.
Yeah.
Anything is possible, especially when they need it. You feel
Yeah.
me? Especially when they need it. So, you know, my little brother, he does what he does, you know what I mean? But he feel like he can share with his older brother,
Yeah.
you know? So that's what he do.
Yeah.
But every time he come back and he get stabbed in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
this time, it was vicious because the same way you and I are the only one in this room right now,
Mhm.
the only one that knows what's going on is you and I.
Yeah.
If something transpired in here and it gets outside,
Mm-hmm.
only one could have did it was you, me, or one of these cameras.
Yeah.
But back then there was no cameras.
No cameras. Yeah.
So the only one could be is in here.
Yeah.
But now if you take it to someone and then they regurgitate it, that was the beginning of my indictment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was the
yeah,
beginning
yeah,
of my
yeah.
indictment.
Yeah.
Feel me? And then it was crazy because for the longest, we never knew where it came from. I never knew. Where the fuck did this come from?
Yeah. And it's crazy because when you first told me, and I read the when you was doing the appeal, I read the appeal, and it ain't had nothing about him in the appeal. So I was like, I mean, he ain't got nothing to do with this until he told me out his mouth. I said, oh man, nah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But see, like I said, you know what I mean? If I wanted to be that type of dude, if I wanted to be that type, then I'd put him on the internet.
Yeah.
I'd have did all of this.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
It ain't-
doing
yeah,
that.
it
I'm
ain't
not
no
doing
need
that.
for it.
Now, anybody that knows, they knows when it comes down to your sentencing minutes, you get, if you like that, only if you like that, you can get your grand jury minutes.
Yeah.
You feel me? But those are hard to get.
Yeah.
You got to have a lawyer that's willing to cut for you.
Yeah.
I get the grand jury minutes. I got the trial transcripts. And not only that, fuck that. Let's talk about when I'm sitting on trial with 10 co-defendants. A nigga walks through the back door. Nigga that's supposed to be in jail. He walks from the back door, walks right down the aisle, and climbs up on the stand. And when he gets on the stand, he starts talking about, yo, he was extorting me from jail. He used to call up to the pizza parlor and tell niggas that's on the block, they got to pay this amount of money in the day. They got to do this. They can't be here. They can't do that. You know what I mean? Prosecutors looking at him, it's like, yo, did you speak to this man? Like, nah, I'm only telling you what somebody else told me. You know what I mean? I said, prosecutor, I meant to say my attorney. My attorney said, did you speak to this man? Nah, I only can tell you what somebody told me. Objection, Your Honor. Move to strike. You know what I mean? Hearsay. Prosecutor's mad because she's looking at it like, yo, I got his flesh and blood. And I'm the ones that's going to nail him to the wall. See, again, I still didn't know at this time where the foundation of this indictment came from.
Yeah.
All I know is the indictment is, you look at it and you read it like a novel.
Yeah.
You read it like a novel. And the reason why you read it like a novel is because you could just take my name out and put anybody's name in it. That's the way I was looking at it. Because, again, if me and you do something in this room, the only one knows is me and you.
Yeah.
But this nigga told these people that I ran from, watch this, and who the fuck knows this? Yo, he runs from Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, North Carolina, Atlanta, and Florida. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Nigga, you ain't my rappy.
Yeah,
You don't know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
the way I have my organization set up, nobody but the people in those parts knew what was going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Compartmentalized.
And
everything.
that was crazy too to me when I was reading the appeal. I'm like, how would this dude know how much you was picking up, where you was? I'm like, how, you know what I'm saying? Like, how ain't no way you gonna know. He got to be lying. Ain't no way you gonna know that. You ain't gonna know even if you ride with me you're not gonna know how much I'm getting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna know how much I'm dropping off in this place and that place. You're not gonna know that. All you're gonna know is I went here, I went there, I went there. You're not gonna know what I did when I got there.
Right. But what he did was he only had one part. He just had one part. That's it. And the part that he had, it wasn't for me. It was mine, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
You feel me? But it was just craziness, man. It was craziness. But we're gonna get past that. We're gonna move past it because the only reason I'm speaking on it is because I was convicted of it.
Yeah.
That's over with. That's my past.
Yeah, we got to get into the conviction, how you got out, all the process that you did, because you were sentenced to life, and you ended up
16 life sentences.
16 life sentences,
16
and you
life
end up coming up above that. So we're gonna get into that in a minute. We're gonna take a break. You're watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Hey, Tron, Snooty, they not answering, man.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta eat too. Can I live?
No.
The vicious gangster bringing havoc to the streets.
Don't you ever disrespect.
After being beaten and abused, she finds an opportunity to run. A lonely warrior and the only man with the heart and skills to stand up to him. In this epic trial of action, drama, and love, Tyrone is put to the ultimate test of kill or be killed.
Man, we need to make the perfect movie, man.
What the conversation?
What the?
What the?
This is my money, and I need it now.
No, baby. It's my money. And I need it now.
No! That's my wife, man.
Daddy, can you tell me a bedtime story?
Okay.
Once upon a time.
Oh, this is the detective.
Thank you, God. Jesus. Ready to call my mama.
What about my son?
Get him in there.
Mama!
Hey, ready to go back to jail.
Shit. Accommodate who? Your house. Your home.
What are you doing? That's going in your review.
Like, how are you really talking to Terrell when I was talking? It's like girl code type situation.
Because I had.
You didn't even give me a good review on the date or nothing. Like you gave me 3 stars and you gave me 3 stars.
And if I could give you negative stars, it would be negative stars.
And the bodies have had 2 puncture marks on the neck.
Okay.
And they've also come up with all the blood missing in the bodies.
What you trying to say?
Man, what else could do something like that, bro?
Your stupid ass jump in front of moving cars, so who the hell is the ghetto one? I think it'd be you. What? Oh, there she goes right there.
Oh, hell no!
Daddy, that's good.
And we're back. You're watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. I'm your host, Marquise Sampson, and we're here with the legendary from Hollis, Queens, Qasim. So let's get back into the incarceration. You was convicted 16 life sentences, but you did, what was it, 28, 30 years?
27 and a half.
27 and a half years. How did you accomplish that? How did you end up, getting out on that?
Well, it's funny because, I mean, I was doing my due diligence, you know, appeal, shot down, appeal. It was a kid named June from Hollis, from 198th Street. He was my cellie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was my cellie in Texas, Beaumont, right? Bloody Beaumont. He's my and he used to always say, "Yo, quiet, man. Yo, what's going on, man? You don't interact. You don't do this. You don't do that. You don't. What's going on with you today? What's going on?" This was the day that my appeal came in, denied. So I just spent around on the chair, and I said, "What do you want to know, June? What do you want to know?" He's like, "Man, what's going on with you? How you feeling today?" So I said, "All right, you want to know? Okay, they just turned my appeal down, so I'm stuck in here for 19 life sentences. Oh, and 5 years." So he's always put his hand in his ear, like this, right? So he's like, "Man, Qua, damn, man, brother, we could have talked." I said, "June, what can you do? There's nothing that you can do." But I spoke to him just like this. I didn't get super hyper. I didn't get mad at him or anything. I was like, "What can you do? There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing you can do. I just got to continue to fight." It's like, "Oh man, yo," and then he walks out and he goes and he tells all the homies like, "Yo, man, nigga, quiet, yo, you know, you gotta watch out because he might flip this and that with this with it." Like, nah, because the pain that's bestowed on me is not for me to pass on to another one.
Yeah.
Because that's what people do.
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
Like they say, hurt people like to hurt people.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not me. You know what I mean? So everybody wonders like, "Yo, how you carry all that shit on your shoulders?" You know what I mean? Like when I came home, they be like, "Yo, it doesn't even seem like you've been in prison."
Because because you still bubbly and vibrant,
right?
Like,
I mean,
because Schoon said that one day, man. Schoon was like, "Man, quiet, act like he just got in there, something like he just."
Joe used to say the same thing. I called Joe, like, "Yo, what's up, man?" This is not crack a joke with him and shit. He'd be like, "Yo, Qua, man, how you do that, man?" Like, "What are you talking about, Joe?" He's like, "Man, I'm free, and I'm miserable out here.
Yeah.
You're in there when you should be super fucking miserable, and you still got spirit. I look for your phone calls, man, just to make my day, just to lift me up." You know what I mean? I said, "Joe, the reason why I'm the way that I am is because from the time you see this right here, you see this, I was bald headed.
Yeah,
I was bald headed when I went in,
Yeah.
and I told myself, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna cut my hair until I go home."
But then decided you still ain't gonna cut it.
But you gotta think, yeah.
When you came out, I came to visit you. I had my clippers and everything.
But my wife is like, no. She's like, no. But yo, it's like that's just to show you the determination.
Yeah.
Because here I am looking at forever. The fuck is growing hair gonna do?
Yeah.
You feel me? But if you're looking at remember, the feds is natural life.
Yeah.
And the way they got it played, they're like, "Yeah, nigga, if you come back off that natural life, if there is a thing as reincarnation, guess what?
You got more time to do.
15 more to go. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna give you 5 years just to be funny. We're gonna give you 5 years supervised release. But anyway, that was my determination. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna come in, so it kept me motivated. So in order for my hair to grow, my knowledge had to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get in the law library and figure all this shit out. So it'd be me, Prince, June pop up sometime, but yo, a whole slew of niggas that y'all look at now, and y'all be like Uni, kid that's on he got Mega Audio.
Okay.
Uni in the library every day. Prince in the library every fucking day. Tut in the library every day. All of the niggas is home now. They're home now. Mm-hmm. But everybody was stuck with life sentences.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I mean by the camaraderie. All right. Now Cuff is still there. Cuff got a long fight. Big C, not Big C from Baisley, but from Far Rockaway.
Yeah.
He should be home in like 2 years. You know what I mean? He had life. You know what I mean? It's just a whole bunch of life niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody is on the same shit. It's in the library. Let's fight. See, what niggas don't understand is that the feds have a 98% conviction rate.
Yeah.
That's from niggas stuck against the wall. They got to cop out because they got their brothers testifying on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then the niggas say, you know what? I'm just going to cross my legs. I'm going to lay down. You know what I mean? But when niggas say, you know, the way that I look at it, and a lot of other brothers, well, not a lot, but, you know, it's a chosen few. Like my man Versace.
Mm-hmm.
Flossy Pet, yo. Flossy Pet Paula. Yo, but like my man Versace. Real nigga. All right? But it's like with me and my brother Primo, the way we looked at it is like, nigga, till the wheels fall off. And we meant that. Till the wheels fall off. It's just a fight. But now you ask, how did I get home? Nigga, I came home on a fucking humbug. because I'm trying to help another nigga. The same way when I got in the game with Cliff, same way. I'm in the law library one day. I know they at me. They at my neck. You nigga, you ain't got nothing coming. That's what the feds are saying. Because there was so much corrupt shit in my case. Prosecutor didn't have a fucking license. I mean, I can go for days and days. It was just crazy shit, right? But anyway, I know they at my neck. When I tell you that my first stop, as soon as they took me from the county jail, no, hold on, let me back up. In the county jail, there was some shit that went down, right? So, yo, I mean, this shit is heartbreaking. Because on a whole block of inmates, it's just me and a white boy that didn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, the shit was so fucking crazy. So I'm sitting down with a kid named Mo. Sitting beside him, and I'm telling him, because a nigga named Wolf, right? What's the name? Wolf? Some shit. I don't remember the nigga name. Some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
But he turned out to be hot. And he told on a chick, right? But the chick that he told on, it was two brothers from uptown. I'm trying to think of their names now. But anyway, he told on the chick. So before I found out that he told on the chick, her name was Ivy Miller. And she wound up flipping later. But I'm telling him, yo, listen, man, give me her information, because they just bagged her. I said, give me your information, and I'll have her call me as a witness, and then I'll go and I'll tell them that these niggas told me that they was gonna lie about this and they was gonna lie about that. But the nigga that I'm telling this shit to is the motherfucking Fed himself. He's the one that's telling on her. He's like, yo, I can't give you her information. So what happens is, me and the white boy come up with a elaborate plan. We finna bust the buses. You feel me? So the white boy said, yo, look, this is what you got to do, this and that and that and that. He said, so what we're going to do is we're going to play on them to get the information out of the rats.
Okay.
How they go about it. Because what these niggas was doing, man, this is some sad shit. These niggas would go to the newspaper every day, look at the newspaper to see who got locked up. And when a nigga get locked up, they'll say, 5K meeting, in 5K1 meeting in room such and such. And then they hold a meeting in one of the cells. And what they would do was a kid named Shay. His name was Shay. He was from New Bern, North Carolina. Him and his brother was in there as well. What they would do is they would get the newspaper, and then they would lay out their story. And then they'll call one of the rats up, like say, they say, yo, Tony, come up here. And they say, Tony, this is your part. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. Let's go. And then they tell a nigga, this is what your part is. And then they tell a nigga, yo, go call the prosecuting attorney and tell them that this dude just told you this. And this dude knows about it, and this dude knows about it. So then the prosecuting attorney will turn around and come and snatch up the nigga that they said told him this, and tell him, yo, we're going to charge you with this, we're going to charge you with that. Yo, so with the kid name is Ray from Pennsylvania. He's from Philadelphia. So when me and Ray put the plan together, right, Ray goes and he asks dudes like, yo, how do you do this and that? Because I know about a murder in Philadelphia, and he was in the same jail with me in Philly, talking about me, right? So the dude Shay tells him, yeah, all you got to do is call a prosecutor and say this. So when he laid out the game, he said, just like now, there's a councilman, city councilman. I don't know him, but he's in the paper that his friend from Florida would come up and stay at his house, and then he would sell drugs. The councilman don't have nothing to do with it. But I'm going to tell them that the city councilman, I met him inside of a restaurant. He gave me his card, and he said I can launder money. So as soon as he did this, yo, this shit got me in so much motherfucking trouble, son, for trying to help another nigga. So look, this shit got, yo, son, listen.
Hold on. This is crazy. Hold on, man. We got to take a break, man. We're going to take a pause for the cause, man. We'll be right back. You're watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. Don't go nowhere.
NPO Creations provides alternative, healthy, all-natural beauty products to the men and women across America. Our NPO Creations body polishers contain essential oils that have uplifting properties for your body. It exfoliates the skin, so you don't need any perfumes after using this product. Because our body polisher leaves the skin silky and smooth. be used in warm bath water because it contains Epsom salt. And the Epsom salt assists with aches and pains along with releasing toxins from the body. NPO Creations, all natural, affordable beauty products available here and online, reminds you to look, love, and feel good.
And we're back. You're watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. I'm your host, Marquis Sampson, and we're here with the legendary Qasim from Hollis, New York. So, continue on with the story. You said you got in so much trouble trying to help somebody out.
Man, so what happened is, me and the white boy put the play down. So when we put the play down, before we did that, I called my girl, Crystal, and I'm like, yo, listen, I'm not thinking, I know the phones was tapped or whatever, in fact, they monitor or whatever. But so I'm like, hey, yo, Chris, listen, look up this city council man. His name was his last name was Jackson, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so she looks him up or whatever, and she gets in touch with his wife, and she tells him what I tell her.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent a private investigator up to see me. They won't let him in. Boom. So now this dude, after they send him up to see me, they don't let him in. So they said they got to separate me and Ray. Right. Mm-hmm. So they shipped me. When they shipped me, they sent me to this other jail. So I'm sitting at this jail, Vance County, whatever. I'm sitting there, boo-boo, and me and the dude from Philly and the kids from New York, we sitting there, we talking one night. So the police come by, and the police like, yeah, what's going on? So the little Spanish kid starts explaining to him about a conspiracy, what a conspiracy is, right? So he's like, oh, that's like the girl Ivy. And he said, Ivy, on the bell. Yeah. Ivy Miller, right? So he's like, yeah, she's a pretty young thing, this and that. And I said, where's she at? I need to holler at her. He said, she just got transferred. See what they did? They took me out. Yeah. They sent her to the jail that I was in, and they sent me to the jail that she was in.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, that's cool, because I know the fucking address to the jail that I was in.
Yeah.
So what I did was I wrote her a letter. Moose, that was the kid's name. I said Bull or some shit. His name was Moose.
Okay.
So I write the letter, right? Boom. I'm like, yo, Ivy, look, check this out. I heard what went on with you. Da-da-da-da. Look, call me for a witness, this and that, because the nigga Moose told me da-da-da. She hit me back. I was lit up. Come on. Moose is telling on me. What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck? So like I said, man, I was sitting on the floor talking to the dude Mo, and I'm saying, yo, look, man, I can't believe all these niggas in here is rats, this and that and that thing, right? And this nigga turned around to me. He said, well, hey man, the only dude I told on was the dude that he had a bar. I just turned around and looked at this nigga. I'm like, what the fuck? So from then on, I was like this. I know the story.
Yeah.
Nigga stole your bike when you was 12, so you had everybody got an excuse. The fuck? So, yeah, anyway, so how I wound up getting out, right? Excuse me. So back to the story.
So this story, though, that was like...
This is in the county jail when I first fell.
Yeah, that's like 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's actually, it's like 30 years ago now.
Beginning, yeah.
But yeah, the moral of that story was this. When they transferred me out, the PI came to try to see me at the new jail.
Mm.
So when he came to try to see me, they wouldn't let him in. So he told them that he was an FBI agent coming to see me. They locked his ass up.
Oh.
Yeah, for impersonating the FBI. So yeah, so the orderly was going back and forth upstairs. But now the orderly knew me, or I should say knew of me, because he didn't know me, but he knew of me. So, in North Carolina, when my name is ringing, like, yo. So when I get to this jail, he knows the name, but he don't know me. So he comes downstairs, he's like, yo, Qasim, like, yo, what's up? He's like, man, look, they just locked up an old white man to try to get in to see you, this and that and that. So he gave me the spool. He said, the dude said to call his wife. So I called my attorney, Christopher Renfer. He's like that. Queens Boulevard, look him up, like that. So I call him, right? I'm like, hey, yo, Chris, this and that and that and that. And I'm telling him about what's going on. He's like, Qasim, stay out of that. He said, stay out of that. That right there is going to get super ugly for you, this and that and that. Yo, how about 2 days later, they tell me, they snatch me up and they put me in a dry tank. You go in a dry tank if you got drugs or some shit like that.
Alcohol.
They got me in a dry tank right? So I'm sitting, I'm like, yo, while I'm here, somebody's coming to visit you. I don't need no visitors. You know what I mean? Yo, somebody's coming to visit you, got to stay there, right? So he says, yo, come on out. This 2 days later. Come out. Boom. Come out. I go in the room, right? It's the fucking FBI. So they're going to tell me, he's like, hey, listen, look what they did to Ray, the white boy, Ray. Guess what they tried to hit him with? They tried to hit him with, and they're going to try to hit me with the conspiracy to it. You know, it's so that they can kill us, not, you know, physically, but it's to kill us so that we can't help the city councilman and shit like that. They said they're charging Ray with attempted murder on a federal prosecutor, and they're going to give me the conspiracy to it. I said, what? Man, go ahead, man, do what you do, right? So he's like, yo, sit down. I'm like, nah, I'm not sitting down. I start kicking the door. Boom, boom. He said, look, if you don't sit down, you'll get, he said, you're gonna do hard time or some stupid shit like that, right? So I just got sentenced. The fuck is you talking about? So he's talking about, you're gonna do hard time, right? I got handcuffs on. I'm banging on the door with my foot. Boom, boom. I'm like, hard time. I said, does it come any harder than 19 life sentences? The fuck is you talking about? Get me up out of here. So boom, I leave, right? Boom. Okay, now I'm going through that. Yo, when they shipped me off, they sent me to Lewisburg. Now I know everybody know about Lewisburg Penitentiary, but nah, that was just the scapegoat. They needed a foot. They sent me to Lewisburg. I was in fucking Lewisburg for like 2 weeks. Boom, Marion. They tried to put me with a crack riot there where there was no crack riot in Lewisburg. The riots and shit was going on in the FCIs. So we sitting there watching the news. They talking about they're rioting in Lewisburg. Like, rioting where? Everybody's locked down. The only one that's open is this block. It's the only block that's open, and we sitting there watching the news. But then that's enough story. I'm not gonna go in there. But leave that for Unique and Cuff. You know, Jack Cuff from the Preacher Crew. Leave that to all of them. They'll tell you all that shit. Yeah, I'm not into the jailhouse stories. They can do all of that shit. Tut, I don't even think Tut touch on none of that shit. But they could do all of that. But anyway, that was the set off. So I wound up in Marion. Lockdown, didn't matter. This is before ADX. I was in Marion with John Gotti and them. When the nigga stole on John Gotti. Johnny was like, you can't oppress me. I'm the fucking oppressor. But anyway, so that was the beginning of my journey. So yeah, like he said, hard time. Yeah, he just made my shit as rough as he could be. But you know, like they say, hard times don't last.
Yeah.
Hard
Nothing
niggas
lasts forever.
do. Yeah, but you know what I mean. So only thing this did was like sharpen my steel. You know what I mean? I just took the time, hung out with my man Marlo. That's Larry Chambers from the Chamberlain Brothers. The ones that did the New Jack City movie on and all that shit. So, you know, this is what we did. We just did this, you know what I mean? And what we used to do, we used to build each other. You know what I mean? Play with the dictionary and shit like that. But but that was the beginning of that. Now, to answer to your question, how did I get out? I got out because I was trying to help somebody.
Okay.
Now, like I said, I know what my case was. So I got to fight for my case. My case, you have to fight. But then laws changed, right? So when the laws change, I'm shrewd in the law. So I tell a kid, he has a case like my little brothers. See, you got me, then you got my little brother. Well, his was the same way. You had his brother.
And you end up helping him get out too.
No, he didn't listen.
Oh, okay.
He did not listen. I told a kid like this. I said, yo, listen, man, let me tell you what you do. I said, they got this law like this. I said, all you have to do is write a note. Just write a note and say, I am not versed in law, but I was told that this case fits me. Please construe this letter as a motion. That's what I told him. I said, just send that. Just send that. He's like, oh man, this and that. I said, look, it won't work for me, but it will work for you because of your position. You know what this nigga told me? He said, well, if you think it'll work for me, why don't you do it? I love to be challenged. Man, I wrote the letter. Just like I told him, I wrote the letter. But I know they're going to dead this. They're going to dead it. But fuck it. I mean, I wrote it, sent it off. At that time, I was locked in with my homie China. Look for him on Facebook and Instagram. BX China. BX China, right? BX China, some shit like that. That's my man. He was my roommate at the time, right? So, okay, time go on, I come back, I'm telling China, yo, China, look, this is what it's hitting for, da-da-da-da, right? Yo, China said, man, I just filed it too. Good luck, bro. You know what I mean? He said, because I know yours is worse than mine. I'm still waiting, this and that and that. Boom. Like a week later, they shoot China shit down. Wow. He said, see, that's what I'm saying. Good luck, bro. I'm like, yo, they ain't hit me back yet. They ain't hit me back. He's like, yo, no news is good news. No news is good news. I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. Boom. You've been appointed counselor, this and that and that, right? Oh, yeah? Bet. So what I do, because I know the law, they go, hi, my name is such and such, I'm with this and that. Now I could call Chris, and Chris would be right on it. But that's not what I want. Because if you put Chris on it, then yeah, it's gonna be funds, but it's not gonna be no real funds because Chris is like my dad. So it's gonna be it's gonna be what it is. But Chris's beef is gonna be that he's New York.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna have to find another attorney, and so I'm like, yo, don't worry about it. I got it. So, but I run everything by Chris, and Chris is like, yeah, that's it. You on point? Oh, it is. I bet. So, I shoot the motion in. They appoint me an attorney, but the reason they appoint me an attorney is so that they can use this attorney to shoot me down because they already did it 3 times.
Yeah.
They did it 3 times. Same issue, 3 times shot down. So I told the attorney like this. I'm like, his name was Alan some shit, right? So I told him like that. I said, yo, listen. Leave my motion. You could just put your name on it, but leave it as it is and submit it. Okay? So he's like, oh, well, you know, they want me to do it. No, leave my motion just like that. Because anything that you put, you got to send it to me, and I'm going to tell you no. Just leave my motion. So, boom, the motion goes in. I'm talking to the secretary, this and that. And she's like, yeah, yo, it's looking good, this and that, right? How about this bitch-ass nigga going to hit me and hey, I got good news and I got bad news. I'm like, what's up? He was like, they granted your motion, and that's the good news. The bad news is you only want to take it down to 40 years. So do you want me? I said, I don't want you to do nothing. Don't do nothing. I'll take care of it. No, well, you know, I have to submit it. Don't worry about it. I'll get it to you in 2 days. However long it take the mail to get to you, that's when you'll have it. And you can just submit that, right? Because he said, oh, we're looking at the guidelines, and the guidelines is saying this and that, and so if they drop you the levels or all the da-da-da-da, right? Fuck 40 years. Why would I sit there and do 40 years when I know, according to the statutes, according to the laws and everything that they brung forth, right? I get time served.
Yeah.
So why would I take 40 years?
Yeah.
I got, at this time I had, I think it was like 24 years in, 24 and a half years in. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? So, okay, boom. And just to back up to show you, the amount of drugs that they charged me with, back then, you had to have 500 grams or more of crack. See?
Yeah.
But
they didn't catch you with anything.
No, they didn't catch me with nothing. But here's the
crazy.
thing. But it gets even worse. But the thing about it was, my man had laced me in New York. And he kept saying, yo, listen, son, don't fuck with crack. Fuck with the coke.
Yeah.
They can't do nothing to you with the coke.
Yeah.
So, boom, when I'm doing the coke, right, what them niggas do, they convert it to crack.
Yeah.
Everything is crack,
Yeah.
right? So that's how they get it. But then they're going to tell me, here's what these crooked motherfuckers said. They said, it's foreseeable to you that it would be turned into crack. So I'm like this. I'm like, so what about all the motherfuckers across seas that's sending this shit over here knowing that it's going to be converted to crack? How come it's not foreseeable? So what I did was I brought up all the laws, I brought up all the cases, and then I start finding out even more crazy shit because half of them niggas, like Blanco and it's 2 brothers. I can't think of their names right now. But all of these niggas, George, all of these niggas was rats. It was all fucking rats, yo. They was all rats. So this is why they didn't get none of this. You feel me? Yeah, they took crazy money from them. I think they took 1.6 billion from the 2 brothers. You know what I mean? But just like, look, I ain't even gonna touch on this, but everybody running around talking about, Big Meech didn't tell, he didn't sanction that, and all that bullshit that they running. Nigga, we been knew about Big Meech. We been knew about Big Meech fucking with punks. We been knew about all this shit, but don't nobody say nothing. Real niggas sit back.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do what y'all.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah.
Real niggas sit back. Let them niggas do what they do.
Yeah.
That's why I like Uni. I can't believe Uni. I cannot believe Uni. But then, you know what I mean? Like I say, if we want to get into that, then I can pull Uni. I can pull Uni. But Versace said, that's my nigga. Versace said, yo, leave the nigga alone.
Yeah.
But he's on there with the buffoonery. You know what I mean? Doing, oh, yo, Mecca audio, this, that. Nigga, let's talk about over here. But we ain't even gonna talk about that. You know what I mean? Let him shine. Let him do him.
So what was the final thing that got you out?
That shit that I just told you about, when it finally came and going, when they was talking about the time. So I had to argue the merits, and the merits was that the law that changed said that you have to find the 500 grams, and meaning that you couldn't find it because this is what they kept shooting down.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was this, it was that, it was this and that. So what they did was they changed it. They kept doing the first step act. They kept changing the levels. It started in 2009. You hear me? 2009. I was supposed to be home since 2009. I didn't come home until 2020. The end of 2020.
Yeah.
Feel me? So they just kept doing the steps. So what they do each time they did the steps, they would raise it up a little bit more, raise it up a little bit more. So when it got to the last level, I'm like, Judge, fuck you. There's nothing that you can say now. And he knows what nothing he can say because now he reverts back into, oh, yeah, well, it wasn't this amount of crack in the first place. See what I'm saying? So because, like I said, when it changed, back then it was 500 grams. Look how crazy this is. It was 500 grams of crack to 500 kilos. You see how that worked? It was 100-to-1 ratio, and that's what they plugged you with, and they just stick you, and you don't need anything. It was just it was a way to kill off a generation.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Because they didn't catch you with any drugs,
Nothing.
and they charged you as if you had all these drugs based on somebody saying, I was with him when he brought this amount. I was with him when he brought that amount.
Well, I was told.
But you ain't have none of the amounts. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's and the thing about it is that they took his word after he killed somebody to get a lower sentence. That's crazy how the system works, man. That is crazy. Man, people got to be careful out here the way the system works.
Now keep playing them streets.
Yeah.
These so-called thugs, keep playing those streets. And you're gonna meet thugs. You're gonna see where your heart really lies.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, and this is what we tell them young niggas when they come to jail. We tell them like this. So listen, man. You stand out in the street, you shoot your brother quick as lightning.
Yeah.
You quick to kill another black man, right? But then when the war sets on and the white people knock on your door and say it's the feds. Oh my God, his name is Tony. You feel me? But see, they don't understand. I don't think they rationalize it and realize that these are the same people that go overseas. They just got a different name. They call it CIA over there. Over here they call it FBI. You feel me? There's just different letters of the alphabet because the CIA can't do nothing on American soil.
Yeah.
Right? The FBI, oh yeah, we can go over there, but there's only so much we can do. Now we need Interpol and all of this bullshit, right? But again, these are the same people. So when they say United States versus, it's the same way when they sent the soldiers to hit Kuwait or Iraq or whatever. It's the same thing. It's the same people that you're fighting against. You know what I mean, y'all need to watch some of these movies and not look at the plot. Oh, what's the movie? Look at the play in it, and one of them is the haves and the have-nots. If you watch that, or the one that Fox canceled that 50 did, Life.
Oh yeah.
Like that. You look at that's real life shit.
Yeah, because he dropping a lot in that shit. Life.
Yeah. But and you young people, the only thing y'all think about is what the rappers are saying and about how many switches you can have.
Yeah.
Nigga, you know when you get to that door, ain't no switches. And then that's when your tough ass gotta stand up and see what your knuckle game is about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because everybody think they can fight until they get in.
What Mike Tyson said.
Everybody got a plan until they get hit.
Until they get punched in the face. Yeah,
and
man.
you know what I'm saying, you might win one or two, but you ain't gonna win them all. And eventually, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna crumble.
Yeah, and then you know what's even crazier now? Listen, let me get a community some knowledge. All right, check out how jail flips. They determine how many cell blocks need to be made based on second graders. Right? Okay, that's the one side. The other side is, if you look inside of your prisons, it's the makeup of the outside world. It's just compacted. So out here, where you're in your little town or whatever the case may be, and you don't get to see the people from California, Mississippi, Texas, and so on and so forth, you don't know how they live. You just see it on video or something like that. Well, when you get behind those walls, everything is compressed. You have cars, and each one of those cars, New Orleans, you know what I mean? The Dirty South, DC. T-Mac, what up? Yo, you got all these different cars, and now you got a dummy. You got one dummy that can crash that car, right? But here's the thing. They letting out all the old heads. So there's going to be no guidance, no direction. It's going to be a whole bunch of young dummies in there. The same niggas that y'all running around here with these switches, that's what's going to be in there. And guess what? Y'all niggas ain't coming home. You know why? Because the police are going to kill y'all in there. And when the police don't kill y'all, each other's going to kill each other. Because y'all not going to have the people like me, the people like Versace, people like T-Mac. You know what I mean? I can go on for days. You not Cuff, even though he's in there, Cuff don't fool with the foolery. Cuff don't fuck with no dumb shit. Cuff will tell you like this, go kill yourself. That's what he gonna tell you. Go kill yourself. You know what I mean? So y'all better get y'all shit together, because if y'all think that it's cool to run around with these switches and shoot niggas, how many times y'all niggas watch TV, watch the news, and you see a dude that was tougher than lightning and shot up there and then they're crying when they give him the sentence, right? And then your niggas don't got enough sense to sit down somewhere and learn so you can get yourself out of it. You're gonna be stuck there. You better straighten up. I know if I had the chance to do mine all over again, when I seen Cliff standing on that corner, I'd have left Cliff ass standing on that corner.
Rode on by.
That's what I
I always said, man, I had more money working at McDonald's than I did hustling. All the years that I spent locked up. Man, thanks for coming out, man. Thanks for sharing your story with us. I hope people learn from this story, this situation, because this government got a plan, and they got a 50-year plan. It's probably more years than that, but their plan is to take us down. That's their plan from the beginning, from the door. And when you out here doing dumb shit, you fall right into their plan. You falling right into their plan. Don't fall for their plan. Fight back by not falling for their plan. You watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fan. We're going to be right back with a final word.
Schoon TV.
Behind the Lens with Officer William Burnett. William Burnett, an agent of change. William Burnett is a 29-year law enforcement professional who actively engages the community through the Friends of William Burnett for Change. William Burnett normally can be found in the community making a difference, but today he's behind the lens. 29 years he has called Richmond home. William is personable, responsible, and relatable. Sitting and talking with William, it was evident that the community is at the center of his heart. Thank you, Officer William Burnett, for your service to the RVA community.
And we're back. We're watching Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. I'm your host, Marquis Sampson, and we're here with the legendary Qasim from Hollis. So we're going to close this out, my man. What final thoughts you got for these brothers out here?
Man, I think I done said everything that needed to be said. They can't catch it. They can't catch it.
They can't catch it.
Yeah, I don't have a video game, so I don't know if that...
You know, it's crazy because the beginning of the summers, like soon as the weather breaks, they just go crazy, start killing people. Like they just, I don't get it, man. They just go crazy. I mean, you know, when we were young and we was out there, you know what I'm saying, fighting and doing stuff, it was fun. But the olders used to tell us that we out there acting stupid. And we ain't listen, you know what I'm saying? We ain't listen until we fell victim. And now we out here trying to pass the word on. They not going to get it like we ain't get it. But all we could do is hope, put the blessings in the air, in the universe, that not everybody's going to grab hold to it, but somebody will grab hold to it. And it changed somebody's life. You know what I'm saying?
But Marquise, the only difference The only difference is that we live to tell about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, a lot of them ain't living to tell about it, man. And we need y'all soldiers to be out here, man. You know what I'm saying, getting locked up, man. All you doing is helping the system destroy us. Fight the system, man. Stay out of their way. Stay out of their way. But that's it, man. This is another story, another truth laid bare here on Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. We give the mic to the unheard, the ones who lived it, survived it, and came back with the scars to prove it. Because every voice matters, especially the ones the world tried to silence. Keep showing love, keep seeking truth, and always remember, real stories don't fade, they echo. I'm Marquis Sampson, and this is Mic'd Up with Sampson Fam. Until next time, stay solid, stay tapped in, and stay mic'd up.